everyone, and welcome back to the Awards Gambit. I hope everybody had a nice, restful weekend. Today, I'm going to be continuing my Oscar predictions with the writing and directing categories. Most of the major film festivals have wrapped up, and so we have a lot more reviews on more movies now, and a little bit of a better sense on what's going to happen come awards season. We're in the middle of October now, so a lot of these movies that are poised to be Oscar favorites are starting to hit theaters. Killers of the Flower Moon comes out on Friday. And so, yeah, good stuff. I'm so excited to get kicking with awards season, and I hope you guys are too. Phoebe's chatty today. Say hi. Say hi. So, why don't we get started with our directing and writing predictions? First up, we're going to talk about the Best Director category. In first place, I have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. As we all know, this film came out this summer and was cited for its outstanding technical achievements. And I feel like this is one of those times when the Oscars like to give the Best Director award to the film that has just absolutely stellar visual and technical aspects to it. I think of like Gravity and Roma and movies like that that just look and come together so exceptionally. And obviously, Christopher Nolan is an acclaimed director. He's been making excellent films, a lot of which also have amazing technical aspects to it that I feel like it's kind of his time to win here. And I think that everybody would like to see Christopher Nolan win Best Director. So that's who I have in first place right now. In second place, I have Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. Yorgos Lanthimos previously got nominated for The Favorite. Yorgos Lanthimos is such a unique director. He makes such genre-bending, risk-taking films. And he got in for The Favorite a few years ago. And Poor Things really broke out at Venice Film Festival. And he's such a refined director, and he is so good with his attention to detail. And I just feel like the movie as a whole, the direction of it was quite good. He's someone that the Oscars would want to give an award to too, because he's never won before. So I have him in second. I definitely think that he could give Christopher Nolan a run for his money. In third place, I have Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Obviously, Martin Scorsese is one of the greatest film directors of all time. I feel like most of his movies get nominated for at least a few Oscars, and a lot of them have gotten nominated in Best Director category for Scorsese. And so I just think that this movie is going to be epic. Everything that I've seen in the trailer looks so phenomenal. And this film is based on a true story. So his direction of bringing that to life on the big screen, almost 100 years after the events occurred, I think that it's going to be such a good culmination of his efforts. And I'm so excited to see it next week. And I definitely think he's going to get in. I think he could win. He's only won one Best Director award for The Departed. And the Academy could want to honor him with another award because he's Martin Scorsese and he deserves to have many, many Oscars. In fourth place, I have Greta Gerwig for Barbie. Although this film appears to be very lighthearted and silly, which is something that the Oscars tend to veer away from, I think that this movie is something that is a cultural phenomenon. It has grossed over $1 billion at the box office. It will probably be the highest grossing film of the year. Greta Gerwig has already been nominated for Best Director before, and I think that because she was snubbed for Little Woman in 2020, I think that the momentum is shifting in her direction to get a nomination for this amazing project that she created. And I would be very happy to see her get in. And in fifth place, I have Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. Alexander Payne has gotten in many times before for Best Director. He's no stranger to the Oscars. I think that this movie, The Holdovers, from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's giving major Green Book vibes in terms of like the sentiment, the heartfelt sentiment. And so I just feel like The Holdovers is going to be nominated in many different categories. And I think it's going to be a really well-liked movie. So I think that he'll get in. For our honorable mentions that I think might sneak in, for my first honorable mention, I have Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right. It might be like Triet or something. She's French. I feel like every year, the past like 5 years, there's been a nomination for a foreign film or a foreign director of some capacity. And I feel like a lot of the other potential nominees in this category are American. And so I feel like Justine Triet could be the foreign nomination in this category. And I feel like Anatomy of a Fall is also in the Best Picture conversation and in the conversation to get other nominations. So it would make sense that she would get in for Best Director. Obviously, it'd be great to see another woman get nominated. And yeah, my next honorable mention I have is Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. For a lot of the same reasons that I think Justine Triet might get in, I think Jonathan Glazer might get in. The Zone of Interest is mostly in Polish and German, I believe, but it's a British film, and it's going to be competing for the UK for the Best International Feature category. Jonathan Glazer is British, so people might not think of him as foreign, even though he's European, and so people that know of him might not consider him like a foreign filmmaker, but the movie is definitely European, and you know, if that movie is going to be the front runner for the Best International Feature category, because Anatomy of a Fall was not submitted by France, then maybe The Zone of Interest gets more buzz in more places, and it could get into Best Director. Jonathan Glazer is also an acclaimed filmmaker that has been putting in good work, and he could definitely sneak into this race. And my next honorable mention, I have Bradley Cooper for Maestro. I'm really excited to see Maestro when it comes to Netflix. From what I've seen from the trailers, it looks absolutely incredible. Bradley Cooper did such a great job with A Star is Born. This is his second time directing a film. And I just feel like Bradley Cooper is such a respected entity in the entertainment industry. He's a multi-hyphenate actor, writer, director, producer, songwriter. He has never won an Oscar before. I mean, he didn't get in for A Star is Born in this category, but I would love to see him get in for this film. Part of the film is in black and white too, and I know the Academy loves black and white movies, so maybe he'll sneak into this race. And so those are my picks for the Best Director category. Up next, we're going to talk about Best Original Screenplay. In first place for this category, I have Barbie. If Barbie were to win this category, that would be such an incredible win for Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. I think everybody would love to see them get up on stage and collect that award together. And The movie was so well written. It was funny. It was sentimental. It was just so iconic, and it was really well created from the Barbie universe. I know there were conversations whether this film was going to be an original or adapted, and it's been submitted for original, so I think there's still a chance that the Oscars could reject that submission and put it in adapted, but for the sake of these predictions, we are sticking it in original, and it would be so great to see it get in and to see it win for Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. In second place, I have The Holdovers. Like I said, this movie is giving major Green Book vibes. Green Book won Best Original Screenplay, and Alexander Payne has gotten nominated many times for screenplay, and it's just going to be a warm, fuzzy movie with warm, fuzzy dialogue. And yeah, I think it'll definitely get in. In third place, I have Past Lives. Now, like I said in my past videos, this film has definitely lost steam since it came out. But the screenplay is just so good. And it's an indie film. It's kind of giving me Woman Talking vibes, where Woman Talking lost so much steam. Yet it still was able to win that screenplay award in the end because the screenplay was that good. And I feel like Past Lives might have that same trajectory. It's such emotional, beautiful, raw dialogue, mostly between the two main characters, and to see them in when they were kids, to when they're young adults, to when they're adults, it's just absolutely beautiful to watch. And I think that this would get Celine Song her first Oscar nomination, which I would love to see. In fourth place, I have Anatomy of a Fall. From what I've heard about this film, we've got some riveting courtroom drama scenes. And whenever you have a courtroom drama, it's always, at least in my opinion, it's always such great dialogue. And I feel like Sandra Hüller, the lead actress in the film, delivers a lot of these great monologues, and I just think that, yeah, it's in the Best Picture conversation. I think that this could easily get into the top 5. And in my last place for Best Original Screenplay, I have Maestro. Maestro was co-written by Bradley Cooper and Josh Singer, and Bradley Cooper got in for A Star is Born. Yeah, I mean, this movie's also in the Best Picture conversation, and from what I've heard, this movie has a great screenplay, and you get to see that play out through Carey Mulligan and Bradley Cooper's excellent performances as husband and wife. And obviously this film was in the Best Picture conversation, and so it could definitely get in here. And so those are my top 5 for Best Original Screenplay. Some honorable mentions we have. One of them is May December. Now, this movie I'm so excited for because Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman are 2 of my favorite actresses ever. They're both Academy Award winners for Best Actress, and they are starring in this amazing thriller. I haven't seen it yet, but it looks amazing, and I'm so excited for it. And the director of this film is Todd Haynes. He has previously made the films Carol and Far From Heaven, which he was nominated for in the screenplay category. He's an amazing screenwriter, and he always tells great stories with really strong female characters. And if you have a movie with Natalie Portman on screen with Julianne Moore, you're guaranteed to have great dialogue. It's just a matter of getting enough people to see this movie and getting the right people to see this movie. It's gotten mixed reviews, but I'm so excited for it, and I think that it could sneak in. I really wanted to put it in my top five. I just wasn't sure what to take out because I feel like the top five are really solid, but you never know. We still got months to go. We'll see what happens. Another honorable mention I have is Air. This was one of the early films of the year that sort of had some Oscar buzz, and I have yet to see it, but it got good reviews, and I just feel like because it was directed by Ben Affleck, it stars an excellent cast, and it's about Michael Jordan, and it's about sports, and it's a crowd pleasing film. I just feel like it could sneak in at the end when people are least expecting it. So, yeah. And my last honorable mention that I want to talk about is Saltburn. This is Emerald Fennell's sophomore film, and she won this category 2 years ago for Promise a Young Woman. So we know that she is an amazing screenwriter and the Oscars like her. This movie has gotten very mixed reviews, it's very divisive. I'm excited for it because I love Promise a Young Woman and I love Emerald Fennell. And so we shall see what happens when it comes out. But if the right people see it, if it gets the right audience, it could definitely sneak in here, and I would absolutely love for it to get in. So that concludes my predictions for the Best Original Screenplay category. Next up, we're going to talk about Best Adapted Screenplay. In first place, I have Killers of the Flower Moon. This is based on the nonfiction book of the same name. Martin Scorsese co-wrote this film, and I think that everybody would love to see him win another Oscar. So yeah, I definitely think that this will get in, and definitely in the winning conversation. In second place, I have Poor Things. I feel like a lot of times screenplay nominees in both original and adapted get nominated because of such a unique, original, interesting, different concept, and Poor Things definitely has that. So I do think that Poor Things will get into this category, and it definitely could win. It's written by Tony McNamara, who co-wrote The Favorite. It's very close to winning that Oscar, and I definitely think that it's going to get in for Best Adapted Screenplay. In third place, I have Oppenheimer. Now, Oppenheimer is obviously most well known for its beautiful, epic, incredible visual aspects, but the screenplay was also excellent too. It was a 3-hour film, and we get to see so many different characters that J. Robert Oppenheimer interacts with and has deep, serious conversations with. And the fast, cohesive pace of the film is because of some of the excellent dialogue written by Christopher Nolan that I think it just all comes together so well. And I think that, it's going to get double digits nominations. It's probably going to get in for screenplay too. In fourth place, I have The Zone of Interest. This also has a very unique concept to it. It takes place in the Nazi era during the Holocaust, and I think this could be another one of those cases where a screenplay not only gets in for its literal screenplay, but the overall unique concept of the film, a little bit historical fiction. I think that altogether will definitely contribute to it getting into this category. In fifth place, I have American Fiction. This film won the Audience Award at the Toronto International Film Festival. and those films that win that award tend to do really well at the Oscars. And, this movie also has writing as part of its storyline. The main character is a writer, and I feel like that will definitely help his chances getting into the writing category. So those are my top 5 for Best Adapted Screenplay. Some honorable mentions I want to go over. My first honorable mention is All of Us Strangers. This is an independent film, so it might be harder to find that accessibility and reach audiences, but it seems like a very screenplay movie. It feels like there's only like 4 major characters, and it seems like very dramatic dialogue. It's also a very unique concept, and from the people that have seen it, I've heard good things. I've heard it's a little weird, but some of the best movies are a little weird, so I hope that when this comes out, that enough people see it and maybe it will get some more buzz and sneak into this category. Another honorable mention I have is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. This film came out in April, I believe. It's based on a very well-known book for children and teens. And it definitely has that sort of sentimental coming-of-age aspect to it. And it definitely did a really good job adapting the beloved book. So I definitely think that we could see this film getting a lone screenplay nomination. And my last honorable mention that I will talk about is Origin. I haven't heard or seen much about Origin, but from what I have heard, I've heard that film Twitter absolutely loves this movie and wants to give it all the awards. It's written and directed by Ava DuVernay. And I feel like one of the reasons it might get in is because Ava DuVernay is such a great writer and director in both TV and film. And she always tackles really strong issues about race, discrimination, justice, really sensitive topics like those. And this film is just another one of her amazing projects that the people that like it really like it, and I really hope that this film gets more widely seen when it comes out. I'm excited to see it, and yeah, we could definitely see her getting in. That would be a great nomination for her. And so that is a wrap on my second Oscar predictions video for the 2024 Oscars. Thank you guys for tuning in to listen to my writing and directing picks. Stay tuned for more videos to come. I'm going to be doing a movie review for Killers of the Flower Moon after I see it next weekend. So stay tuned for that. Keep checking out my shorts. I have been doing a lot of shorts about what I've been watching, both movies and TV. I just started the morning show season 3, so maybe I'll post a little bit about that, keep you guys updated on what's going on. And as always, thank you for supporting this channel. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, email some listener questions to awardsgambit@gmail.com. 2024 Oscars are kicking into high gear towards the end of the year, and I'm so excited to be posting more videos and sharing with you guys all my picks for what's going to happen this season. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you soon.